Good morning, all my Venusaur fans. No, I'm kidding, Blastoise is great. Sinful Pocket Monster here, so I decided to do things just a little bit different today. Instead of going through some Pokemon error facts learning together, let's talk about how expensive some of these error cards are. And what better example to use than my favorite Pokemon, Charizard. The first one on our list here actually made me self-destruct. I could not find any real concrete info on it, and it is the Shining Charizard Incomplete Holo. Folks, I went everywhere looking for this card, could find nothing on it, to the point that I actually went to AI Google and just asked them for help, and all they did was give me a listing that's currently for the only one that I can find on the internet, and that son of a Wobbuffet is selling the card for $500,000. I mean, like...
you know?
Anyways, on to the next one. The past few days I've recently been discussing stamps and just their different variations, so I was curious to see what these stamps go for with Charizard. And one thing is certain, Charizard fans, like them, love them, hate them, they will throw their bank account on the table for a Charizard card. First up on our list, I was able to find a man on Reddit who 4 months ago purchased a Shadowless first edition Charizard with a gray stamp on it for $5,000. One thing I want to mention that I absolutely love is if you look at the title, it doesn't mention if this is a thick or thin, but if we actually look at the picture together, since our recent research talking about stamps, we know that this is actually a thin stamp. I know to some it may seem irrelevant if it's a thick or thin stamp, but with proper research you can find out that a thick stamp would actually be an earlier print run Charizard. If that were the case, this card would easily go for a couple thousand more. Next up we have the thick stamp Charizard, and this one was just weird. It just fluctuates. We had a Beckett 7 that went for a best offer when it was 10k. The title does mention subgrades, and I'm not familiar with grading. I've only sent one card to be graded, and it's a first edition German Dark Charizard. Can't wait for that. But the most recent sold listing that I could find on eBay that wasn't an auction or best offer accepted was on June 23rd. A Beckett 8 sold for $13,000. Last up on our list we have the 1996 Japanese base set Charizard with no rarity symbol. When looking at this incorrect variant, it is actually indicating that it was part of the initial print run for Japanese base set. There were only two that aren't graded on eBay that were sold recently, but both of them were damaged and both of them basically sold for $1,000. In December of 2023, a PSA 10 sold for $300,000. And in April of 2022, one that was signed by Mitsuhiro Arita, the artist behind the iconic Charizard artwork, sold for $324,000. One day, right? Thank you so much for watching.